such a small love, such a little tear. You would laugh so loud if you could see us here.
Scott Walker was one of the Walker brothers, who were a 60s band from LA who moved to Britain. So Walker isn't actually his real surname, and he wasn't actually a brother of the other people in the Walker brothers. Scott had a solo career that started in the late 60s and was still going until his death in 2019. And over that time, he had 19 solo albums. And over the years, he started out as a kind of popular orchestra-backed singer and just became avant-garde and experimental as time went on. Hi, my name's Dan. So this was the first solo album by Scott Walker. And I've heard stuff by him before, but this is my first listen to this album in particular. I'm never really sure quite what the word is for this kind of music. It's a big voice. It's dramatic. It's orchestra and voice, but the orchestra includes a bass and drums. It's kind of like. I'd say crooner, but he's not crooning, he's belting it out. It reminds me of things like Andy Williams and Tony Christie and whoever it is that did MacArthur Park. And it has a lot of similarities with MacArthur Park, actually. The songs are mostly songs from films. There are 3 that were written by Scott Walker and 3 that were written by a Belgian guy, Jacques Brel, who was quite famous. Scott Walker was incredibly keen on Jacques Brel. And those 3 tracks are probably my favourite 3 tracks on the album. They're quite odd. He certainly seems to have an odd approach to songwriting, and things are a little bit, close to the bone at times in those songs, which makes them more interesting. The rest of them, I would say, I'm afraid I wasn't hugely impressed with this album. I have heard other albums of his that I've rated better. It's just so kind of maudlin and overblown and far too much ultra dramatic emotion that actually I don't believe, because he's obviously singing songs mostly written by other people, or singing songs about a girl and the girl's name's in there, but there's like 3 different girls' names on the album, and I don't know why that bothers me particularly, but I kind of think that, you can't be completely heartbroken over all these people, and a lot of them are songs about heartbreak kind of things. There's one of the Jacques Brel songs that's actually about, oh no, Matilda's come back, which is a complete twist on that idea, so it's much better. There are often weird details in the songs that kind of, I guess it's storytelling and it brings it to life, but they're there as to use as metaphors as well. So I recognise some craft in the songwriting. I just think it's too much, basically. And with the orchestral backing, it feels like it's from the 30s or the 40s or something like that. Maybe I'm completely wrong about that, and this sort of stuff didn't exist then, but it's very much kind of, I want to say croony, but it's not croony. Anyway, not a great fan. What do you think? I'd love to know your opinions on this album, so please let me know by using the comments box. And that's it from me for now.
Mama, do you see what I see? On your knees and pray for me. Matilda's come back to me. Charlie, don't want another beer. Tonight I'm gonna drink my tears. Matilda's come back to me. Go ask the maid if she heard what I said. Tell her to change the sheets.